Hi, I'm Jerry from Attic Treasures in Occoquan, Virginia, here to show you how to make this lovely snowflake out of a name using your text and your EmbroideryWorks advanced software. So let's get started and you'll see how easy it is. First, I'm going to open my EmbroideryWorks advanced file by double clicking on the EmbroideryWorks icon on my desktop. Okay, it will open up to your basic screen. Okay, we need to change our hoop size a little bit here. So you want to make your hoop about as big as, you want to make a square hoop at least as wide as your largest hoop for this project. And mine, I am going to be using an 8" by 8" hoop on my new Dream Machine or the Destiny. And I do have an 8" by 8" hoop, but if I say I had a smaller machine, I could make a 5" by 5" hoop. And why I want to make a square hoop is because it makes it easier to visualize whether this design will fit in the hoop and be in your sewing area. So how I'm going to set up a hoop is I'm going to go to Edit and into my Preferences. And the Preferences, you've got the tabs here. I want to select Hoops, and I have a 200mm by 200mm hoop, and around here it's telling you it's about 8 inches by 8 inches. But if you had just a 5 by 7, say a 6 by 6 would be 150 by 150. So you can make, over here you can make your own hoop. But I have one that's 200 by 200. So I'm going to hit OK. So now my hoop is displayed. And I'm just going to scoot it out a little bit using this little navigator here on the right hand side, just so that I can see everything. So the next thing I want to do is set up some lettering, and up here is the lettering icon, so I just click on that. And I type in what I want to type in over here on the right side, Properties. And I want to make sure that it's set for regular line, regular text. You have the one with the 3 bars is regular text. This one is for a single line of text or a monogram or circular text. I'm just going to take the regular. And I'm going to type in the letters, or type in the word Anne Marie. No spaces. And hit Set. Okay, that's kind of a boring font, so I want to make this kind of swirly, I want to select a script font. So I'm going to come over here to the font drop down box, and I'm just going to look at some of these. So I'm going to come over here, and maybe I like none of these. Oh, Philly, that's a pretty one. And I hit Set, and it automatically changes it. Okay, so I've typed in the letters Anne Marie, and I think that's going to be a little big. And since I have a 8" by 8" hoop, so maybe if I drop that down to 4 inches, I have 2 ways of sizing it, because the way your snowflake will be too big to fit in the frame if I leave it this size. So I can either take the little bars on the side right here. See the little squares on the corners will change it proportionally. If your letters were spread out apart, you could actually move it that way. On the sides, you could, if they were kind of shallow, you could make them bigger by the one in the center of the top. I'm talking about the little square. I could rotate it if I want to, but I don't want to, and to rotate it would be this little circle. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that as is, and so I'm going to right click and copy it. I'm going to move it out of the way and paste. Then I'm going to, well, this second one, the one I just pasted, is selected. I'm going to come up to this little icon and flip it and move it down. So I flipped it, and I'll just move it down here. I'll grab this one and move it down so that I match it up. If I need to see it really close, then I want to take this navigator slider bar here and make it bigger just so that I can see it. And that's pretty much how I want it to look. Okay, I'm going to go back out so that I can see the whole hoop. Okay, and now I'm going to select all of it. So which is in the Objects window here, I'm going to select All. and I'm going to come up here to the edit and group it, because I want, whatever I do, I want to, now what I want to do is I want to make this no bigger than 4 inches wide. So I'm going to make it say 3.96, just to give me a little bit of room. And when I hit enter, it has sized the lettering down. And I'll probably put that in the center of my hoop. Oops, undo. My favorite key right here is undo. I hit the wrong key. This is my centering key, centering it in the hoop. Okay, now I want to go to my utility menu up at the top and drop down and select Carousel. And see, now it puts them in a big wreath. I'm going to move that out of the way. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to change, I want to make it 90 degrees. I want to see what it's going to look like at 90 degrees. You want to make sure that the auto rotate is selected. This little checkbox right there is selected. And see, now it changed them in, but oh, that's too sparse, and I'm going to take this maybe up to 9. Okay, they're too far apart, but now you can see the snowflake starting to take shape. And now I'm going to adjust this height and width until it comes down to a proper size. So I'm going to go 1/3. Oop, not one. I want 130. I say 130. Oops, there we go. If I could type, this would help. That looks good. Except it's sticking outside of the out of my sewing area. How I know that is I see this red bar down here, so it's just a little bit too big. I could save it and size it down later, but I'm going to move this down maybe to 125 by 125. And see, now it looks good. Let's save it. I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to, then now it's ready to save. So to save this, I would come up here to File. And it's a good idea to save a stitch, save it as a stitch and a working file at the same time. Or you could just save it as your stitch or as your working file separately. But I like to do both at the same time, so I'll save it as a stitch and a working file. And here I'm going to select where I want to put this. So I'm going to put this under my name. Well, since I'm making a video, I'll put it under the videos. And where's my snowflake video? It's here somewhere. Snowflakes. Okay, there's my snowflake video, and I'm going to call this Snowflake 1. Okay, and save. And see, now it is saved. Okay. Now I can't make any more changes to the carousel, so if I want to start all over again, to make another one or to changes, you want to make any changes before you hit that OK key. Here I'll start a new project. Gives me a new folder, and all of the hoops are still the same. So I'm going to come up here to the lettering. Again, do this. And Marie. Set. I'm going to select the Philly again, because I want to show you one little thing, and then we'll change the fonts, and you can see how it looks different. I want to make this 4 inch or 3.96. Okay. It didn't save it. I didn't hit enter. There we go. And copy. Paste. Whoops, I don't want to paste it yet. I want to move it. Don't copy and paste right away, because then you end up doing some strange things. So flip. And this one, and move it. See, that's what happens. Undo. I just want to select this whole thing. There we go. Okay. Select all and group it and center it. Okay, back to carousel. Okay, now I've selected, I've used the same font again. Everything else is set up the same, but now I want to change the parameters of the carousel, and you'll see how different this can look. So I'm going to come over to here and Utility, Carousel, 9. Okay, and this was where we had it before. And this was 125 by 125. Okay, now that's what we had last time. Okay, now this time, instead of it being 90 degrees, I'm going to change that to 270, and you're going to see you have a whole different looking. Doesn't that look amazing? Same one. Same Anne-Marie, just put it backwards and it looks totally different. Okay, and now I'm going to do this again, but this time I'm going to change the font. I'm going to do a new folder. Sorry, set it up again. Lettering. Okay, set. And this time I'm going to pick a different font. Fancy script. Okay, that's obviously way too big. So the first thing I'm going to do is size this down to about a little less than 4 inches. Okay, and copy. Do this again. Group it. I'm just going through this pretty fast. Okay, and now I'm going to center it and carousel. So I want to have this now at 190. I mean at 90 degrees. That's cool looking. Go maybe to 150. This time I only have 5 selected. Okay, now I'm just going to move this box out of my way because I don't want to hit it by accident, because then you have to start all over. Okay, now this is set at 90 degrees, and if I change this to 270, don't hit OK, hit another box. That looks completely different. I can add more and more of these. That is so cool. I love that. Okay, let's get back to and then I'll hit OK. Now let's go back to our original snowflake. And there's one other thing I'd like to show you on here. Notice it has about 39,000 stitches. That's going to be a little bit dense in here. So what I want to do to get the density out is to hit the select all, and then this thing that looks like a little broom up here, if I click that, it's reduced it by over 2,000 stitches. So now there's only 37,000 stitches, and that'll help. And it hasn't changed the look of the design at all, and it will help it stitch out. Okay, so I'm ready to stitch this out, and so I've saved it, and so you can create absolutely beautiful snowflakes. And what kid wouldn't love to have a snowflake pillow for their room with their name, or a pocket on a tote bag? This has so many great uses, and different names look fabulous. Okay, I'll see you later.